Hello, I'm Lisa Rowland. I work at Jinx Freshman Academy. This is my third year on the high school Sequoyah reading team. And today I'm talking about the book Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. It is honestly one of my favorite books from 2020. I'm so excited to share this one with you. Dell is the main character. He's really loved this girl, Kira. Since they've been in kindergarten, he would do almost anything to get close to her. Almost anything includes going to church with his mom. He's there, he's kind of zoning out. Next thing you know, there's a sign up for a small group and he jumps at the chance to get closer to his crush. That's how Dell ends up taking a purity pledge. Now, his dad kind of gives him a hard time about it. He's a teenage boy that just took a purity pledge, but Dell decides he's going to go for the long run here. He's going to take this class, he's going to be in this small group with her, and obviously that means they're going to get closer and he can probably win her over. But the kids in the small group have a different idea about Dell. Dell is not quite as sheltered as the rest of them, so he might be able to answer some of their questions that are not so pure, shall we say. So all those sex ed questions go straight to him. This book is absolutely hilarious, and it's so rare to find a book where the first thing you think about it is humor. But that's really what I think of with this book. I love it. It's hilarious, just to pass on. Also, it deals with some issues like toxic masculinity, which is something that we don't see a ton of. Also features a person of color as a main character, where the book is not about him being a person of color, and that's so refreshing. It's a great book. Another book that you could pair with it is More Than Just a Pretty Face by Saeed Masood. In that one, there's kind of an arranged marriage. The boy likes the girl. It's also a romance. And so he thinks he's going to try to win her over and ends up meeting a new girl along the way. There's also familial expectations in that book as well, because he wants to be a chef and his father doesn't think that's really a great career path for him. So that would be a great read-alike that's also a romance with a male main character that's kind of had this pining for a while thing going on. And then some ways that you could use this in your library is just passing on a male based romance. There's not that many of them, but it's also a romance that doesn't necessarily scream that it's a romance. So a lot of teenage boys really do want to know more about how they could win girls over, or more about romances, but sometimes they think they're a little embarrassed if they get a book that's really romantic looking on the cover. Just depends on the boy and whether or not he'll read it. This is a romance that doesn't necessarily scream romance at them, so it's a great option for them. Also, you can use it to talk about, make any connections if you're talking about sex ed or toxic masculinity. Like it says, it really deals with those. Also, because it has so much humor, if you're, teaching a unit on humor, especially humor that's not just sarcasm, then this one really would work well for that. So please share it with your students. Please read it yourself. It's so wonderful. I would just love for more people to read and appreciate Lamar Giles.